Good afternoon, traders. It's Bill Baruch with Blue Line Futures, and this is the FX Rundown. We're seeing the dollar hold ground today despite strong data coming from Europe and the UK. Ultimately, we are seeing some safe havens rise. You got the yen moving up. Yeah, Treasury's moving up as well with the coronavirus spreading in China and reports of it hitting Washington State. But what we're seeing here with the dollar index, it came off of a trend line that was tagged on Friday. We retreated off of that, and initially the strong data from Europe this morning, as well as the UK, put pressure on the US dollar. But again, the dollar has since stabilized. The dollar does have some safe haven attributes. On top of that, the better data from Europe, the ZEW sentiment, was taken with a grain of salt because the ECB meets on Thursday with the policy decision. They're not expected to do anything on Thursday. However, they are expected to potentially signal further bond buying as well as a rate cut in September. So that right there is throwing cold water over the better data. But if we continue to see better data out of Europe, you're going to see the euro lift. Now, there's also a bullseye on a trend line in the euro down at 111. So where the dollar index hit its trend line at 97.5, the euro, which gets a lot more volume than the dollar index, is probably the one that has to tag it and achieve that trend line first before you could potentially start repairing the downside and working higher. Now, for the British pound, we came out with a trade alerts trade here today. This is playing the British pound through next week's Bank of England meeting. We are playing this more on a directional basis. Contact us if you want to understand what we're doing in the British pound, and we're using the March contracts and options. I won't get into specifics here, but contact us if you want to know what we're doing in the British pound. But I will say there is a trend line in the British pound at 130. If it gets below there, we could see it break down a bit more. But a lot playing into what the British pound can do over the next 2 weeks. We'll discuss that here, but give us a call on that if you want to hear more. The yen seeing a bit of a lift due to fears with the virus spreading in China. Safe havens, like I said, they're seeing a bit of a bid. The Swiss franc not seeing that bid, though. We've been talking about the Swiss franc quite a bit. We like that trade. We think it's going to be higher this year than here. It's already higher quite a bit. There is an uptrend that stays intact down about 103.25. We can see that level pink. We like it until we further see that thing break down, or there's another reason to believe that the dollar index or the dollar in general is breaking out to the upside. So we do like buying dips in the Swiss franc. The Canadian right now just very quietly holding 76.5. Bank of Canada meets tomorrow. They're not expected to do anything, but they could signal a potential loosening policy later this year. If they don't, and if they give you a firm response to the fact that they don't want to cut rates, they don't want to loosen policy, we could see the Canadian benefit from that. But for now, the Canadian is struggling to hold higher levels. So see what they have to say tomorrow. It's going to play it out. And then the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar is breaking down a bit here, obviously tied to China and the coronavirus and what's unknown so far. That's pressuring the Australian dollar. So you don't want to get in front of that. You don't want to pick a dip until there's more certainty. But give us a call. We're here to help with anything on the board. Again, tomorrow you get data coming out of UK, retail sales. You got Bank of Canada meeting. But before that, in the morning, you got CPI data out of Canada. You got some home sales data in the US. So a number of things to look to in the calendar that are going to move things, but obviously a lot's going to depend on the developments with the coronavirus. So give us a call. We're here to help. 312-278-0500. That's 312-278-0500. Remember, futures trading involves substantial risk of loss. It is not suitable for all investors.